Hello everyone, welcome to ABC Interactive English. I'm Mike.
And I'm Matt.
And you know, Matt, I'm also hungry.
Yeah? Why? Yeah. Did you not eat your lunch?
I didn't eat my lunch because it wasn't in the fridge. Where it was, it wasn't, and there was only a space where my delicious lunch should have been.
That's too bad.
You wouldn't happen to know anything about that, would you, Matt?
I didn't even see your lunch in there earlier.
No?
Maybe you forgot it at home.
You think I might have forgotten it at home?
Maybe.
I'm pretty sure I brought it to work, Matt. I'm pretty sure I did. And I kind of remember putting it in the fridge, and then I saw you in the kitchen, and then I went there later, and it wasn't there anymore. And all over your table were steak bones.
Well,
I brought in a giant steak for my lunch.
Well,
Yeah?
you know, I also like to bring steak in sometimes. And
Do you?
from time to time.
I just wish I had a lie detector to see if you're really telling the truth. The lie detector like the one Boffin made in our story.
Well, I'll show you this. My watch here.
Yeah?
I'll show you my heart rate.
Yeah?
See?
Ah.
So with a lie detector.
Yeah?
A lie detector checks your heart rate. You
It
see,
does.
See, mine's, you know.
Yeah,
Well,
Your heart rate is very low, that's true. But as I get closer to you, I smell barbecue sauce, Matt. Maybe I don't need a lie detector.
well, I think this proves that, it's going up a bit.
Yeah, it is going up a bit. Maybe that's because you ate too much steak.
Maybe it's because you're accusing me.
That's true. That isn't a very nice thing to do. And actually, now I think about it, you know what happened? My dog ate the steak last night. That's what I remember. Oh, darn. Well, I'll have to find some other way to get my lunch. Let's check out our article and see if the lie detector works in our story, because it didn't work here.
Boffin connects Sandra to the machine and turns it on. He tells her to answer the questions with yes or no. He runs a test, and everything works fine. Then he says,
David, you only have 7 questions before the battery dies.
I tell him, okay. I really want to find out about Sandra and Ben.
All right, so yes, exposure part 2, or exposer part 2. Remember in part 1, there were these 2 kids, Sandra and Ben, rich, good-looking, cool clothes, but they weren't the friendliest of students to their classmates. So the writer of our story and his friend Boffin came up with an idea to use a lie detector machine, a machine that can see if they're lying, and they're going to ask them embarrassing questions and hopefully, I guess, make these kids look silly, and so, you know, they won't be so special and think they're so great anymore. Let's see how it all works out.
See if their plan works. Boffin connects Sandra to the machine and turns it on.
Okay.
So that's all we got so far.
Because that's kind of what we know. I mean, I've never actually used a lie detector machine, but yeah, you have to make it kind of touch the person. You have to put something around their arm, maybe around their chest. Often when they do tests on you in a hospital and they're using special machines or equipment, they'll connect those to you. And really often, whenever we use any kind of machine, we'll be connecting it to something. You plug your machine into the wall, you connect it with the electricity. We can connect things like trains connect together, they join together. So when we connect things, we have 2 things that are separate on their own, but through some physical way, by plugging it in, by tying them together, by having them hold on, even holding hands with someone, you're kind of connecting to that person. You're joining them in some kind of way. There we go. Oh, now we got to wash our hands. COVID-19.
We can also use connect for some non-physical things. Like,
True.
for example, to connect to the internet or on the phone.
To call someone, to connect with them.
Yep, so you want to connect to the Wi-Fi somewhere, you can use that verb.
Right, too.
Yep.
Back to the article then. It says, he tells her to answer the questions with yes or no. All right, so this is the way we kind of use these machines. We ask you a simple question, a yes or no question, and then the machine can tell if that's a real yes or a real no. He, that's Boffin, he runs a test and everything works fine. I think often in the movies they'll ask you things that will be true. They'll ask you your name, when you were born, and this will show the machine, okay, this is what your body does when you're telling the truth, and anything that's like different from that might show that that is a lie.
Yeah, and so they're going to ask them questions and have them answer. So answer is a verb, and that's what you do when you're asked a question is you answer. So it's a response to someone asking something is to answer them. Or also, if you're maybe writing a test, you might answer the questions on the test.
Sure.
So in this case, we're going to see how they answer this lie detector test and whether they're telling a truth or a lie.
That's right. And of course, answer, we could also use that as a noun, right? A question will then lead to an answer, or when I ask you a question, you will answer my question, and what you say is your answer. So it's both the verb and the noun for what you say back to a question. Back to the article. Then he says, this is Boffin, then he says, David, you only have 7 questions before the battery dies. All right, so now we know that the writer of the story is David. So now Sandra is on the machine. She's been connected to the machine, but they have a short amount of time because the battery could die. In other words, the machine will have no power, so they've got to go quickly here. I tell him, okay, I understand. I really want to find out about Sandra and Ben. So David, the one who wants to kind of catch Sandra and Ben, he's going to be asking these questions. And remember, he wants them to be embarrassing questions, questions that make Sandra and Ben look kind of silly or stupid.
Yeah. And in there we've got a vocabulary word, which is battery. Battery is a noun, and usually it's something that stores power. So you might use batteries in many of our electronics that we use from day to day. Your phone has a battery inside.
Yep.
Any electronic we use that you don't need to plug into a wall has a battery inside. So batteries are very useful, and you find them really in many things today.
Sure, electric cars will run on the power in their battery. Your phone, you can recharge that battery, but some other things, maybe like a flashlight or the remote control for your TV, those batteries, you change them. And when the battery runs out of power, we often use this verb, to die. The battery is dying, or it died. If your phone dies, and we can use the same word to talk about these machines that use electricity, when the electricity is down to 0, your phone has now died, or you could also say it's dead. So when your phone dies, you can plug it in, and in 20 minutes or an hour, it'll be fine again. When the batteries in your TV remote control die, you have to buy new ones. And if your car battery dies, well, that can be a lot of trouble. Sometimes you can get the motor restarted, it'll be okay. Other times you might have to buy a new battery. It's always inconvenient when the batteries on your machines die. All right, let's take a break, guys. We'll be back to find out who gets embarrassed and what is going to happen.
So, I ask Sandra,
Did you ever kiss Ben?
She turns red, and Ben turns red too. Then she says, No. When everyone looks at the machine, its needle points to truth.
Okay, so Sandra has been connected to the question, the machine, I should say, that shows if she's answering these questions honestly. Let's see what the embarrassing questions will be.
Good, so the writer writes, So I asked Sandra, did you ever kiss Ben?
Ooh, that could be embarrassing.
She turns red, and Ben turns red too.
Do you think that's yes? They both look embarrassed. They're turning red.
Sounds like it could be, but it's also just an embarrassing question to be asked.
It could be, especially if you kind of like the person, but you're not actually dating or something like that. Yeah.
So he's asking about kissing. So kiss is a verb, and to kiss is to use your lips. Usually can be something's like that. So you can kiss another person on the lips. You could give someone a kiss on the cheek.
Sure.
You could blow a kiss like this.
Absolutely.
So there's many different ways to kiss. And in this case, they're asking if these two have kissed in the past.
Yeah, if you really like that person a lot and you're very close, you'll use your lips to touch their lips or some part of their body just to show how close you are, how much feeling you have for them, usually love or something like that. But we also kiss our family, right? We kiss grandma when we see her. If you go to Europe, you might kiss people when you meet them, but maybe not now because of COVID.
Yeah, you'd be more
I'm not
careful.
sure the kissing on the cheek with people you don't know. But of course, yes, if you're in love, if you're dating, when you get married, of course, you're going to kiss. So, did these two kiss? Is there kind of some feeling? Anyways, what's the answer? Then she says no. She says no. They turned red. They really like each other, but she says no. So we're thinking, I think everyone's thinking, this has got to be a lie. So what happens? When everyone looks at the machine, its needle points to truth. It's not a lie. The machine says she's telling the truth. She's never kissed him. But they both turned red.
They both turned red.
And they like each other. They're friends. What's going on?
We're going to find out.
Yeah. The next word we have here is needle. It said the needle on the machine pointed to truth. Now, this is a little bit of a different way of using the word needle. Normally, when you think of a needle, you think of that long, thin piece of metal that you use for sewing, right? You put some thread on the needle, and then you do like this through your clothes to join pieces of cloth together to make your shirt or whatever. That is a needle. You can also, of course, use a needle in a hospital. When you get a shot, like your COVID shot or something, they use a needle to get that medicine under your skin. Here, though, it's not that kind of thing. What we're basically talking about is a long, thin thing like you might see on a machine. If you're looking at a car, as the car gets faster, sometimes a needle goes higher to show you how your speed is going up. So that little thing that we often see on machines, and it's kind of pointing you very carefully to one number so that you don't get confused and you know what information the machine is giving you.
And maybe if you're lost, you'll use a compass and look at the compass needle.
It's true.
Because the compass needle will always point to north.
Exactly.
And point is another vocabulary word, and it's a verb. And to point. So to point at something is to indicate a direction of something. So in this case, the needle, maybe it's got lie and truth.
Yep.
So it points to truth in this case to show that Sandra is not lying when she says that she has not kissed the other boy.
That's what the machine is saying. That's what we know. All right. And of course, yes, if you want to show someone where something is, you can use your finger. We use our finger to point at things, you know, to show where something is or where we're going or something like that. Well, I can see that the time on our clock is pointing to the fact that it's almost time for us to finish. So that's it for today. We have many questions. There's a lot of exciting stuff happening. What's going on with Sandra and Ben? Is the machine broken? No one's embarrassed yet, really. So let's come back and see what happens on day 3. We hope you guys can join us for that. Until then, mwah, bye.
Bye.
Boffin connects Sandra to the machine and turns it on. He tells her to answer the questions with yes or no. He runs a test, and everything works fine. Then he says,
David, you only have 7 questions before the battery dies.
I tell him, okay. I really want to find out about Sandra and Ben. So I ask Sandra,
Did you ever kiss Ben?
She turns red, and Ben turns red too. Then she says, no. When everyone looks at the machine, its needle points to truth.
Hi, I'm Tina. 我们来看一下这一课的重点单字。第一个 answer， 动词回答。它也可以当名词，答案、答复。我们来先看一下动词的用法。I didn't know how to answer the teacher's question. 我不知道该如何回答那位老师的问题。接着我们来看一下名词的例句。Do you know the answer to question 3? 你知道第3题的答案吗？下一个单字 die， 动词，电池没电。I didn't see your message because my phone died. 我没看到你的讯息，因为我的手机没电了。下一个单字 kiss， 动词，亲吻。Judy kissed her boyfriend goodbye. Judy 亲吻她男友说再见。最后一个单字 point， 动词，指向。The policeman pointed his gun at the prisoner. 那位警察用他的枪指着那名犯人。接着我们来看重点文法。第一个 turn on， 打开，开启电器用品的电源，这是一个可以分的动词片语。我们来看看以下这个例句。Can you please turn on the lights？ 可以请你开灯吗？下一个片语 run a test， 进行测试。Run 在这里指的是实行、实施，它的3态是 run, ran, run。我们来看看下面这个句子。Ethan ran a test on the car and found no problems. Ethan 对那台车子进行测试，没有发现任何问题。最后一个文法 Somebody turns red， 某人脸红。Turn 是动词转变、使变得的意思。Red 是形容词，指的是因害羞或尴尬而脸颊通红的。我们来看看以下这个例句。Lydia turned red when Tony tried to kiss her. 当 Tony 试图亲吻 Lydia 时 ，Lydia 脸红了。以上就是这一课的重点单词跟文法，我们下一课再见喽，拜拜。
I'm Jamie.
I'm Stephen.
And today we're playing a game called Guess the Bear, where we each have 3 cards with words or phrases on them, but we won't say those words or phrases, we'll say bear instead. And we have to guess what those words or phrases are. So, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, go. 1 word, verb. She bared her newborn daughter on the head. And John bared her goodbye after their first date.
Oh, my first one I was like, drop? My God, kiss.
Yes.
Oh my God. I was like,
1 word, verb. Don't bear, it's very rude. And he bared to the sign when I didn't see it.
What was the second one?
He bared to the sign when I didn't see it.
Point.
Yes, good.
I was going to say stare. The first one.
Phrase, 2 words. I always bear the AC first when I get home. And he forgot to bear the light and tripped.
This one I always would say open because of Chinese, but it's turn on.
Yes,
right?
that's right.
I used to say open the radio or open the lights because 开灯 or
Yeah.
I always got
Open.
confused.
Oh.
Turn on.
Yes, turn on. Wow, 3 for 3. Yay.
3 for 3. Are you going to be able to get 3 for 3?
I don't know. We'll
Let's see, Jamie. Okay, start the timer. This is a 1-word verb. Number 1, he bared me, but I couldn't hear his reply. Number 2, I had to leave for a moment to bear the phone.
Answer?
Good. Now, next one is a verb, 1 word. Number 1, sorry I didn't call you back. My phone bared. Number 2, I had to plug in my tablet quickly before it bared.
Died?
Good. This is a phrase, 2 words. Number 1, she bared bear when I asked if she liked him. Number 2, my ears always bear when I'm shy.
Oh, is it turn red?
Good, very nice. Do your ears ever turn red?
I don't think so.
And I mean, people blush, and I
Yeah.
think that's what happens. But my ears don't, but my face probably does.
I don't think.
Also, it gets like hot. My ears get hot.
Yeah, I feel like it feels hot, but I don't think my face actually changes color or my ears.
Maybe you
change
just
color.
don't have any blood in your body.
Maybe.
Vampire.
Yeah, maybe. You found my secret.
See you next time.